economically aside, your biggest claim to fame is being the person who embarrasses marketing teams on Twitter. And it has become such a huge phenomena that he created a new Twitter account just to do that.
I wanted to take a break. Like the whole AI wave had taken over and I wanted to spend some time. So it was supposed to be a 12-month break. Now it's been 20 months. If this year was all about congratulations, last year was all about like random travel threads. I started in Hong Kong first and then went to the US, was chilling with my friends. And I went to Mexico. That was my first real travel destination. First week, I realized I can either travel or I can work. So let me pick which one.
So you said that you were working while you were traveling. What are you working on?
So I had an app called Superhuman, which is my third alter ego of Twitter, I guess. So Superhuman is a Chrome extension for Gmail and adds a bunch of superpowers to Gmail. I spent like a few months working on it. Revenue started trickling in. It was enough to kind of fund my travel as well. So all of this year, the travel was funded by my app. My initial set of users was also like, I'd find them on Twitter. CEO of Reddit at one point.
So CEO of Reddit was too cheap to pay $30. Is that what you're saying? Phalgun, what's up?
Good. How are things there?
Good. It's finally, there's sun today. It's just like it just came right now. So
It's a sign.
Yeah, it has been so gloomy. Like the whole weather in Bangalore had been so gloomy before this. Can't
Yeah,
even.
it's terrible. I don't feel like working at all, nor stepping out, so it's even worse.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, how do you think you would introduce yourself?
Oh man,
What's
this
your
is
what's
the
your
hardest
biggest
question.
what is your biggest claim to fame? Should I go ahead?
Yeah, I don't want to hear what you say and then I'll correct you.
Okay. I think economically aside, your biggest claim to fame is being the person who embarrasses marketing teams on Twitter. Is that fair?
Yeah, sort of. I don't know if they're embarrassed. Like, that's
So
still
what?
like,
Yeah, so what Phalgun does is essentially whenever there are posts of people with ads, but they don't disclose that it has been an ad, he basically quote tweets it and says, congratulations to the marketing team. And it has become such a huge phenomena that he created a new Twitter account just to do that. And that account has like 2,000 followers already.
3.8 thousand, close to 4,000
3.8K.
today.
So sorry. I was at 50%. And I believe it'll get to like a point where people will start messaging you, sir, can you please congratulate my team?
It's already happening.
It's already happening. Okay. So yeah, that's the claim to fame for me for what you have done. But I think I mean, obviously you've done so many other things that I just thought I wanted to discuss a few of those. We have met like a couple of times in real life, and we had a long chat once. But
Yeah.
I think that's the extent to which I know you. So this is something that even I will try to figure out about you. So why don't we begin with like what was the last job you held?
I was at this company called Philo. It is a startup in the creator economy space. So I was there for a while. Like I was part of the founding team. I was there since the beginning, and I quit them in Jan 24. So I was the head of product there. I was heading design, product, and the customer solutions team was reporting into me. So yeah, like basically a product manager outside of calling out marketing teams.
Nice. So how long were you there for, and when was this?
This was from 21 when the whole new wave of startups started in 2021, right after COVID. So I was in another startup called Setu, which is probably a bit more popular in Bangalore. So there I met Akhil, who was leaving Setu to start Philo. And I also felt that I kind of really was bought into like the product hypothesis at that time because there's so many creators in 2020, right? And like even now, if you ask any kid, like my nephews and all of that, like on what do you want to be when you grow up? Like when I was a teenager, me and all of my friends always said stuff like an engineer or a doctor or a CA. Nowadays, like when you were 15, like everyone around me was trying to be an engineer or a CA.
I wanted to be a cricketer.
Oh really? Okay. Oh, so when did the delusion go away?
I think when I graduated from college, I was like, okay, this is not happening.
Uh, but yeah, like right now, most of the kids just want to be YouTubers or gamers or musicians and all of that, right? So we were trying to build like the right financial systems and like the right ways to measure credit worthiness for creators and all of that. So yeah, I joined them. I was actually an angel investor in them first, and then I decided to just join them to head product and like start working on it.
Damn.
So
So, how
yeah.
many angel investments have you done?
About five now. About five.
Wow.
I got one exit and one was returned because they couldn't raise enough funds so they
Can
they
you
gave
can
me
you
money.
can you name the one
Mhm.
that you exited?
It's called Requestly. It
Oh
got
yeah,
acquired by Browser Stack
nice.
recently.
It was a Chrome plugin, if I remember. They went to IC.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. They were a YC company as
yeah.
well.
I had met
Yeah.
them a couple of times, but yeah. So you left Philo and you, I believe, went traveling.
Yes, I think that's like my other Twitter alter ego of sorts. If this year was all about congratulations, last year was all about like random travel threads. I wanted to take a break. Like the whole AI wave had taken over, and I wanted to spend some time,
This
trying
was
out different things.
this was
End of
23.
23, I was thinking about it, and 24 Jan, say I started this whole sabbatical thing. So it was supposed to be a 12-month break. Initially, I thought, okay, TK 6 months, and then I thought, okay, 12 months. Now it's been 20 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole plan was let me travel the world and also work on the side. I started in Hong Kong first and then went to the US, was chilling with my friends, hadn't been to the US in a long time. So, and I went to Mexico. That was my first real travel destination. First week, maybe like I realized I can either travel or I can work. So let me pick which one.
Yeah.
I couldn't do both. So I decided to just travel because I don't know if I was going to go back there again. So I thought I'd just like travel. So I just spent traveling, whole of 24, I just spent traveling. Then I came back and decided to go again to the same places.
Nice. I saw your
Yeah.
blog post that you had written these 2 years and a travel burnout, which was so different because you never think that you can get burnout from travel.
Yeah.
So
Even I didn't know.
it's basically the premise that I understood was basically if you do travel a lot, like all the things that you found awe inspiring, they just become things. Like
Normal. Exactly.
your baseline increases, and then you're like, okay, I don't find this, great, or whatever, right? Uh,
Spot on. Yeah.
so travel when done in moderation is probably much better than like traveling as a full time thing.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Like I used to meet so many people who were in their 60s and 70s who were traveling, and I'd ask them the same question, like, is there still enthusiasm to travel? Like, I mean, you've probably seen so many things. You've been
Yeah.
traveling since your 20s and you're still
Correct.
traveling this like yeah. And honestly, I haven't gotten like a concrete answer yet. Even I'm kind of like not sure if I'll continue traveling in like my late ages.
So you said that you were working while you were traveling. What are you working on?
Yes. So last November is when I started working again. So I had an app called Superhuman, which is my third alter ego of Twitter, I guess. So it was like a small Chrome extension, which I'd mostly
When did
built.
you build it?
So I first launched it in
Wow.
2021.
Did you
Yeah.
code
So it's
by then?
I did. I am a computer science engineer by education. I was a backend engineer for a few years before I moved to product. So I worked on it with a friend. He was the one who did most of the heavy lifting initially. And then eventually he moved on. 23, man, like even 22, we didn't really work on it. 23 is when he basically said, you know what, like you continue working on it. You seem more motivated working on it than me. So why don't you take like the entire thing? So yeah, 23, 20, I didn't really work on it. 24, most of it I didn't work on it. By then, like the Chrome extension was also getting deprecated because Chrome had like a bunch of new frameworks and policies. So I really couldn't figure out how to build it. I wasn't a JavaScript engineer. I had been like a backend Python engineer all the years. So that's when like the likes of Cursor came to my rescue. I met like a friend who was running a startup, and he showed me how he being like a tech architect, like he was a CTO, he was using so much of AI tooling, and he was building so much that kind of inspired me. So I went back home. I literally sat down, spent like a couple of weeks, and actually migrated the entire architecture by just prompting and like trying to understand what's happening. So it worked. Since then, I just like I guess I'm also a JavaScript engineer now. So I spent like a few months working on it, and revenue started trickling in, and it was enough to kind of fund my travel as well. So all of this year, the travel was funded by my app, so I could continue going on. So even now, like that's why I'm not in a rush to go back to a job because my app is funding me.
Nice.
So
You walked over a bunch of things over there. So, firstly, what is Simple Human? I think few people
okay,
might
yeah.
not know that.
So yeah. So Superhuman is a Chrome extension for Gmail and adds a bunch of superpowers to Gmail. So it kind of makes Gmail work like Superhuman, the very popular email app. Superhuman is an incredible product. I have to hand it to them. I was a user for about 2 years. I was paying out of my own pocket. And when I
How much
was
were
in
you paying?
between jobs, I was paying $30 a month. So for 2 years, it's like $720, which I could have probably bought an iPhone with that money.
That's more than ChatGPT. Like that.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And no, so now like their AI plan is actually $40 a month, which is
Wow.
insane. Yeah. Yeah, like I wanted it myself. I really missed the shortcuts. I was so used to like working with email a certain way that I sat down, I thought about what were the top features of Superhuman I was using, and figured out if I can build it as a Chrome extension, like make Gmail do the same things, right? Because it was a simpler version of Superhuman, I called it Simple Human. And even though Simple Human is like a smart dustbin in California, like I still wanted the name. In 21 and 22 is probably when we even like added a login and a payment gateway, and people started, or like probably 23 is when we added a payment gateway. So people started paying for it as well. Not much, like I was charging way too little initially because I was not confident about the product myself.
How much?
In hindsight, that I literally charged $20 for a lifetime plan back then. Right now,
Wow.
my lifetime plan wavers between 120 to $150.
Damn.
So yeah, like the
6x.
early set of users really, yeah, was basically working as Superhuman. Most of the people who are using Superhuman, one of the biggest pain points was that it was very expensive for what it was doing. And that was what I observed on Twitter as well. I built this, and like my initial set of users was also like I'd find them on Twitter. I would like go search for people complaining about Superhuman and just like plug my app there. So I got like a bunch of really good trial users initially,
Damn.
like directors at Twitter, like CEO of Reddit at one point.
So CEO of Reddit
So
was too cheap to pay $30. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know if it was cheap to pay $30, but I think they just wanted to go back to Gmail or something. So
Makes sense.
I really don't know. I really don't know why he checked. But like I do have like a bunch of big people using the app, so it's just cool.
Is that how you got like your first 10 to 20 to 50 users?
Oh yeah, totally. Fully on Twitter. I did what Superhuman also did, to be honest. I also had like a survey initially. I asked them how many emails do you get every day? How many are you using Gmail or Outlook? And like all of those things. And I could sense a pattern there as well. Like if anyone was receiving less than 10 emails a day, they were not going to like install another extension to just get better. It was only people with high volume and like same set. Like I have the same user base as Superhuman, founders, VCs, sales reps, small business owners. Then it went public, and then people started coming in. Even now, it's I think I rank in the top 10 for Superhuman alternatives on Google search results. That's where I get all my users. So
Damn.
yeah.
Nice. So, is that how you're getting your most of the new customers these days? Like Google,
Oh,
basically.
totally.
And ChatGPT, I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
ChatGPT and Perplexity also. I've like heard from a couple of different users that they found it on Perplexity. So that's
What do
another
you mean?
way.
Like, do you not track?
Yeah, like yeah, I don't. I literally email them, ask them if they're chatty. I ask them, okay, so how did you discover this?
Interesting.
Yeah.
But what is the flow like? Do they go to your website first and then they land on the App Store or?
No, so they search on Google. They're looking for alternatives, or they're looking for keyboard shortcuts for a specific action. And the links is usually my Chrome Web Store link listing directly. So they go to that page and then install. A lot of people haven't checked out the website for that reason. They install, it's free to get started, no credit card required. You get a 2-week free trial with all the features. And eventually, if they like it, they pay for it at the end of it. That's how people are discovering.
Nice. But I'm guessing like it's very would be hard at this point to sort of sustain this with vibe coding, right? Like, or is it just
I would say I'm not really vibe coding, to be honest. Like I know I understand JavaScript, but I'm not really good at creating JavaScript. But I'm good at reviewing JavaScript and reviewing the architecture. So even though like AI is writing 100% of my code. I'm still reviewing every line of code. I know if I see a bug, I know where exactly it's happening and where need to go fix. So it's not as much vibe coding because when I started working on the app was 2021. So where we had to handwrite code,
Of
right?
course.
So I know the code base well. But what I've realized is like some of the features where I have fully vibe coded it, are the ones which are sort of a black box. Those are the ones which end up having these edge cases that don't work. So I am honestly not very convinced that you can build production ready apps by purely vibe coding and get people to pay you money. So for internal tools and like getting things to use for yourself, great. But getting a stranger to pay you money for a vibe coded tool, I feel is still like a bit of an effort.
Damn, how can a non-developer say that?
No,
Eh,
like by then
you're
I
just
think
trying to
you'll
be
be burnt enough to
you're just trying to be contrarian for no reason.
No, and reduce competition also. So
Yeah. Yeah. So right now, do people just buy the lifetime license, or do you have like monthly, yearly plans?
I have monthly, yearly, and lifetime. I did not have monthly for the longest time, but lifetime seems to be the most popular one.
Why
Lifetime
did you
seems to
not
be the
have?
most popular one.
Did you just think nobody would buy?
Honestly, you know what? Like I had this notion that people in the US, most of my users are in the US, are they wouldn't want to like enter their credit card details for $4 or $3 or $5. Like that's too small an amount for them. So when they're
So,
opening their wallet to like pay like 30, 40, $50, right? So that was my notion, but turns out not. Like as soon as I launched monthly, like it really picked off.
what's the split like? How many? Let's say you get 1,000
Hmm.
transactions a month. I don't know how many you get, but like, so how many of them would be for lifetime? How many of them would be for yearly, and how many of them would be monthly?
So I think 50% is lifetime and 30% or 40% is monthly and 10% is annual. At least what I imagine it is either people are going all in or they just want to like try it a
Try
little
it out.
more before they're committing it
So you need to have like 24 people having monthly to sort of compensate
to
for
get
one
to it.
lifetime. Damn.
One lifetime, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So lifetime it actually works for apps like this because it's like they want to buy it. I've had like a lot of users who said, you know what, I have some money left over for my budget, like my tooling budget this year, so I want to like invest, even though they did not need it like right away. It seems to work for these kind of apps. Like lifetime really seems to work.
But do you not have like costs? Like how are you able to just give a lifetime?
Yeah, so one of the nicer things about my app is that it works fully on the browser. It doesn't need a server to continue running. So because it's mostly DOM manipulation, it's clicking buttons for you, it's doing things for you. It's literally like working on like your browser. There isn't like a lot of server calls. The only thing that I use my server is for authentication and payments and stuff. But outside of that, it's working fully on the front end. So my server costs have been zero since day one. Only thing that I pay for on a monthly basis is my email inbox for my domain and like the annual domain costs.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very, very low cost. More like pretty much 100% of like my revenue is net profit.
so what's your revenue like every month? Like,
So it's keeps fluctuating on a month-on-month basis, but on an average, it's close to $1,000 US dollars right now. And because it's
what other
lifetime,
dollar
right?
would we talk about?
Canadian, Australian.
Okay.
Yeah, close to $1,000, and because most of it is lifetime, right? Like it's not really recurring revenue.
Makes sense.
So yeah, it's run rate.
Nice. So it's majorly you're getting customers from Google and then they convert and then uh
Yeah.
but were you able to travel with $1,000? Because you said you were funding your travel with this.
Oh, totally, totally. I think if you do slow travel, right, where you're staying in a single place for a month, you don't really spend more than $1,000.
What a slow travel?
Slow travel is where you're not like doing touristy things, but you're just living in the place. So imagine I went to say Jaipur or like Singapore. I'm just like staying there and doing the same things that I'd be doing in Bangalore. So that was my goal this year for my travel because I just wanted to live in different places in the world. I was working out in the mornings. I would go do grocery and laundry on the weekends, and yeah, like I had like a month-long Airbnb. I would have friends outside my home, stuff like that. So
Nice.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know Anmol, right? Like the other
yeah.
co-host who's not
Hmm.
present here, who's not well.
Uh-huh.
So he had sent a
Uh-huh.
question for you, and I thought I'll just
Oh,
ask you.
okay.
He's like, did you ever receive a legal notice from Superhuman?
Oh, no, never actually. Like I've had people like their founding team checking the app out in like the initial days, even once in a while I do get signups. They are aware that I exist because they run ads on the Simple Human keywords on
Damn.
Google. Yeah. Even on YouTube, I recently learned that they're running ads because I have YouTube Premium. I never really knew. I'd never really seen ads. Yeah, they know that I exist. I sometimes get support tickets that were supposed to go to Superhuman to me.
Damn.
So yeah.
And do you know there's a so he also lived in SF I think earlier, and he said his garbage can was made by Simple Human.
Yes, it is. It is like I
So
said earlier. Like dustbins are Superhuman.
nice. So do they ever reach out and be like, "Hey, you can't
I don't
use our
think
train"?
I know they also haven't. So far, I think they haven't noticed it because, but even I got one support ticket once meant for the smart dustbin.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
similar to I used to follow this subreddit r/cricket, and there was one guy who was like, I never get network connectivity ever, and he was basically talking about cricket network, which is like
Crickets,
a
yeah.
telephone.
Oh, oh, okay. I thought crickets as in like the chirping, like
No, no, no.
okay.
So that was, yeah. It's sort of these things kind of like happen a lot on the internet, I
Yeah,
guess.
true,
So
it does.
nice. So yeah, you're making $1,000 a month, and it's mostly from Google. You're living the dream. Do you think?
So if you had asked me 1 year ago, same time, $1,000, I'd have said hell yeah. But I think the goalpost always keeps moving. So right now, I want to 3x it. So then I'd
What
have said yeah.
what was the number like a year ago?
It was $1,000
No, no.
because
So
that's like my
what were
month.
you making? What were you making?
Oh, it was probably less than $75 or $100 a month.
So not even like
So
one license a month.
yeah. It wasn't like there were months where it was zero rev. On an average, it was $100, but like pretty much like whole of 24, I did not have any almost negligible revenue. My first month in 2025 did more than all of 24.
So what
So
changed?
just the fact that I upgraded the app, I kept releasing new versions again and started adding features. Just that really took off.
So
I didn't do anything else.
you did not focus on SEO at all. It just happened
No.
by luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like one learning there is because the Chrome Web Store has a very high domain rating, right? So it helps your yeah.
Ah, domain listing. Nice. Domain rank.
Rank
Nice.
exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Did not
So
realize that.
yeah, lot of companies actually build like some dummy Chrome extensions just so that they
Wow.
can get that. Yeah.
What else have you sold over the internet?
Good question. I think I saw your tweet also recently.
Yeah.
Bunch of things. I haven't really. I think this was the first app where I made started making real money. But I have been building apps since 2010, 2011. Coincidentally, the first things that I built and published were Chrome extensions again. When Chrome had just launched in 2008, 2009, and like Chrome Web Store started around that time. And coincidentally, it was actually Cricket's course. While I'm browsing, I hated going to crickinfo.com, so I built one which kind of just like showed an iframe of Crickinfo so that I can just check the scores right there. Again, life coming full circle, like the second extension that I built was keyboard shortcuts for Google search results because I knew that I always click the first three results. So I had built in like keyboard shortcuts to just like open those in the new tab. Yeah, like I was big on Chrome extensions at one point, and that was it. I think Superhuman is the first one that's making real money. The rest of them were just like published for free. I did have mobile apps as well. Like I started building mobile apps on J2ME when like on like the Nokia phones.
J2ME.
So yeah,
Damn.
this is where like my age is probably showing.
Yeah.
Um, I had built an app for autos in Bangalore, like because
Like
autos, the meters would
like Rapido?
freeze you. No, 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 no. So this was much. No, this is like 2010, right? So
Okay.
this was because auto meters were like so tampered that you'd always like get fleeced, like it'd
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
little more and all that. So I had built an app which was tracking the distance that you were traveling, and then would just say, okay, this is the actual fare, this is the distance that you have traveled. So that really took off for some weird reason. I had 40,000 downloads on like the J2ME web app stores, but like it probably died that year only.
You never shifted to like Android or iOS. You just
No, you know what? Like I had written about it back then. I legitimately thought by 2015 mobile apps will die. HTML5 is going to take over,
I was
and
in the same boat.
yeah. So I intentionally did not take up a mobile programming course in my college. I moved to like say server development or backend engineering. Yeah.
So
Oh, sorry. Oh, I have one thing on like making money on the internet. I'm sorry, I totally forgot about this. So I don't know if you know about Google Summer of Code.
yes,
So
GSOC, yeah.
yeah. So I was part of the GSOC thing in my last year of college. So that was like my first real money, to be honest.
Oh, so you were like
Uh,
a real developer.
oh
You're just
yeah.
you're just masquerading as a PM now. Okay,
Yeah, I was a
nice.
C++ developer at
C++,
one point.
oh my God.
Yeah, contributing to open
STDIO.
source and all. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Seems like you've done a bunch of these things. So do you think you will continue on Simple Human, or
Honestly,
because
I'm.
you
Mhm,
just said that you are you don't know, you said that you've been on a break for 20 months, which
mhm.
feels like it was less of a break, more of a travel plus work on your Simple
Yeah,
Human. So
yeah,
just wondering.
yeah. No, I think I'm probably want to get back into full-time work soon because working alone on an app is it's very hard to find motivation, to be honest. I find it very motivating when someone complains about my app, so I have a reason to go and like fix it. Otherwise, it's very hard to, do it. I've realized I work probably better when the people around me, and it's also much better use of my time. Simple Human is going to continue working. It's great money, passive money. So yeah, and it also is like one thing I really enjoyed was being a PM. Like all these years, I had to wait on engineers to build the stuff that I want, and there'd be like these small things that I would want to like experiment with, but then people really do not want to do it, or like they'll say 2 weeks later there are other priorities. But now I can just do it myself.
Yeah.
So that kick, you definitely you get like this high when you build something, you envision it and you build it and you launch it and people start using it in very short time. It's brilliant as a PM. So just to do that, I'll continue holding on to this app.
Yeah, it sort of quickly gets you into the flow state. Like once you just build it
Yeah,
and then you see the feedback. I think that's just how even the games are sort of built like that, right? Like you do
yeah.
something, you get a feedback, and that sort of hooks you up, hooks you into like just doing that thing again and again and again and again. Nice. So let's come back to your Twitter game now. We briefly talked about like congrats to the marketing team thing, right? Like, but
Mhm.
when do you realize, what do you think, when did it become into a movement that it had become? At one point I saw like the real post would get like maybe 300 400 likes, and you would write congrats to the marketing team and it would get like 1,000 likes. So
Yeah.
what do you remember like when you started this for the first time, when did
Mhm.
other people start doing it, and just walk me through that journey
Uh, I think the first time I used that phrase was sometime in September.
of 24?
It's 24, yeah. It was a reply. It was not even a quote tweet because it was obviously an undisclosed ad. And I did that and I got like 3 likes, I think. That's it. But, and then like I tried it a couple of times in December. I quote tweeted it. One took off, one did not. I started doing it regularly just because I thought like congratulations to the marketing team. The phrase itself is very ambiguous, right? Am I actually congratulating them or am I reprimanding them? I'm like calling them out. So I think that element of to it is what really stuck to people. And then I don't remember the exact dates, but like March say shayad that I started seeing other people, using it. Like they started tagging me, and like each time this was happening, they started tagging me. And June is when it really got annoying, to be honest, because people were like tagging me for like the weirdest tweets, and like not even like a marketing team, like it's not even a marketing tweet, and like people were just doing it. That's when I decided, okay, TK, like I need to start a new account for this. I can't piss off my existing friends and followers with like on my personal account. So I did it, and honestly, like it really, I think it got to like 1,500 followers in like the first 2 days, which was crazy. I think I tweeted about this. Like to get to 1,000 followers on my personal account, it took me close to 8 or 9 years. Right now, on my personal account, because of travel, it's like close to 5,000 and all of that. But this one, it'll be in 2 days, it'll be 30 days, and it's close to 4,000 followers.
Yeah.
So each time one of the tweets really takes off, I get like 100, 200 followers and like bunch of likes. So yeah, it constantly ratios people. Like the original tweet has like very few, and sometimes, like I mentioned earlier, that there have been times where people have DM me saying, "Okay, like my tweet is not is not really taking off. Can you like go tweet it?" And I've also had cases where some brand slash marketers reached out saying, "Bro, please do not tag me on it, or don't quote me or tweet me." So yeah,
Yeah. So
it's led to interesting conversations. It's led to really interesting conversation. Bunch of marketing managers have reached out to me.
what do they
Um,
say? What do they say?
they are sometimes bunch of love I get. Like they're like, "I love your page," by people like marketing managers. I think some of them also come and like tell me, tip me off. So there is one marketing agency which has blocked, which has asked all of the creators like to block Phalgun and like congrats to the,
Oh
like
my
they actually have,
God.
and they only told me out, and one of them like tipped me off on it. So
Oh my God.
yeah. So that's happened. And then like some of them are really friendly. Like we've chatted about, okay, isn't it good when I actually do this? Because it's giving you more impressions, which is good for you, right? And some told me yes. The one with the tweeter themselves, when they don't really care about the brand, they were like, yeah, great, continue doing it. While the marketing people have said, no, I don't want this to be done because it puts us in a negative light, might get pulled up by ASCII. Turns out ASCII can't do anything. This is
What?
like
What?
some, like a, yeah, so it's a private body which only like sets standards and frameworks. They cannot penalize. So, yeah,
Who
yeah, yeah.
who can penalize then?
I think there is another association. It's like, I forgot the name, but there's like another popular thing which can actually do it.
So
So, not ASCII,
ASCII is advertisement
standards, like,
something
even
something.
I
It,
don't know.
it basically
Yeah,
it
yeah,
basically creates rules and regulations for how you should advertise, and then but
yeah.
you're saying they don't have any authority to fine
No,
anybody.
no, 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 they don't.
It's just like, guys, this is our rules, please follow.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
It's like मेरे को नहीं follow करना, भाड़ में जा.
Huh, yeah.
That's
And it's
the
very hard to prove also, right? Even for
yeah.
the person who's tweeting and for like the brand, it's very hard to prove that, hey, I got paid for this. One of the other things that you also get paid for, again, this has been after conversations with different people, even like the replies are planted. So
Yeah.
once someone replies are planted, and it's usually an NPC comment. Like
Yeah.
it makes no
Since
real value, but it's usually a blue tick, some random reply. Even those are
yeah.
planted.
I've been offered money to do that. I've been offered money to just reply to this, and I'm like, what? And the reply was like, if I do that, like everyone who follows me will be like, this is not him. Some this guy's been kidnapped or something. But yeah, so you know why do they plan the replies? Mostly because if you reply and then you also get a reply to that reply, the tweet sort of gets more visibility,
Exactly. Yeah.
and that's just they're just trying to game the
Yeah.
engagement.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
But I wonder how much, I don't know, man. I never understood this brand marketing thing because I hardly recall any of these things that had happened. Like I
Hmm.
remember Agio was the first brand who was basically all over my timeline just doing this shit. This was like two
Hmm.
years back. And then they
Okay.
stopped, and then the other brands started picking it up, and that's when you also sort of started putting in. I was like, okay, this thing has become a trend, but now I don't
Hmm.
recall any of these. Like,
That's true. I think more than the tweet itself, I think it's just the brand awareness and the brand recall that they're going after, right? Like, for example, there was this Mother's Dairy tweet one of the times, and like it kind of makes sense. Like, if I am looking for pickle right now, like I would probably think of Mother Dairy because I probably tweeted about it, or like I came across this. It's at the back of my mind. And brand marketing has never been like a play where you can measure it. It's one of those money sinks, right? Everyone has to invest in brand marketing. You can't directly correlate it to revenue, but you still have to do it. So yeah, works out for them, I guess.
nice. And how did you get so good at like communicating? I've seen this multiple times. you have a very simple way of coming up with with phrases. Like congrats to the marketing team is actually one of those things, right? Where it's
Mhm.
like such a simple thing, such a simple way to just you are explaining that this was planted, and secondly, you're not being a dick to them. You're just being like,
Yeah.
hey guys, you got us, congratulations. And it almost feels like, okay, is he being nice to me or is he not being, while at the same time you are actually being like, okay, I'm just congratulating you guys, like what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Right? How do you
Yeah.
like, do you have you done any of a practice, have you done some sort of a course, like how do you come up with lines like these? And this is just one of those that I remember, but I've seen a bunch of your tweets go viral based on just like pretty simple communication that is there. And then I don't know, it's very hard to explain, but just something that I
Yeah, yeah.
admire a lot.
I think it was just my brand of tweeting, I guess, on Twitter, something that I liked over the course of time. I don't like doing long threads. I don't, at least what I've noticed is even when I've had like a tweet with 6 lines broken together into like, say, 2 paragraphs, right? It's never really worked. But something concise, something which just like communicates a lot in like a short number of words. I think it makes the reader feel like, okay, there's this person is witty, or like this tweet is witty, and they seem to like it. I've seen those kind of tweets go really take off over time. That's where, and I kind of like it. I mean, it's a mental exercise, a creative exercise for me also to do it, right? Because half the time, like just tweeting boring stuff isn't very fun for me also. So I'd also want to like challenge myself to like say something funny, creative about something. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you generally don't use more than, let's say, 5 to 6 words in your tweet, is what I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that deliberate, or just you're just trying to play with that constraint essentially?
I think a bit of both. A bit of both. I think using all lowercase also became kind of trendy. So when you're using 5 or 6 words, it makes more sense. Anything more, right? Like if I'm even talking about something serious, I don't want to do like a tweet thread because you can't distill whatever you want to say as a tweet or a tweet thread. So that's why I blog. So for cases like that, I end up blogging. And I actually like blogging more because it's my own space. No one can come and say, hey, you're wrong. It's literally my world, my place where I can just say that this is my opinion. But on Twitter, if you do the same thing, people will come and say, have you thought about people who don't have the legs to travel or something, right? So yeah, feels like a blogging is a nice place for that. But in general, short, crisp tweets are something that it seems to have worked for me over the course of years, and I just stuck to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like even just I remember that phase, travel burnout. I had never heard that, but like just hearing those two words, I was like, okay, completely get it. Like, what he means by travel burnout. Like it was just very simple way to explain a contradictory thing. Like there were like layers to it for some reason that I felt like that. Similarly, I think I went through your blog for in preparation of this. So
Okay.
you don't know this. I've been trying to figuring out stuff. So I've been reading about your stuff before I asked you today.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was like, okay, whenever he says yes, I'll be ready. So
Mhm.
so I went through that podium finish blog. I went through a
Oh,
blog.
okay.
So the podium finish is also another thing that was, what it essentially means is you wrote that you came third in your class, right? And then you,
Yeah.
instead of saying that you came third, which inherently means nothing, you said
Hmm.
or your friend basically said that you ended up on the podium, and it suddenly
Hmm.
is like, oh yeah, yes. you know you just i
Yeah.
just i just feel like you have a knack of these things, which also culminated into the congrats to the marketing team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
Thanks.
I think you should just get like a blue tick for your congrats to this thing, and then I think you'll make more money.
No, I recently got it, but honestly, I kind of want to get rid of it. I don't know, feels more authentic without the blue tick. I will
Yeah.
see. Yeah, it does
I
feel
don't
more
I don't
authentic
have blue
without
ticks
that.
because otherwise people will think I am being dumb for money.
Yeah, exactly,
When
right?
I
Like,
am dumb.
they think
They'll
they
think
think
it's a
that you
rage
have.
bait when it's just me being
Yeah.
me. So
Yeah, I think people tend to, associate blue ticks with a hidden agenda, and which is kind of probably true a lot of times, but yeah.
Cool, man. Awesome. Great talking to you. Thank you so much for clearing out
Yes.
your free calendar today and jumping in on a short notice.
No
I think
worries.
most of the people, I'll definitely put a link, but do you want people to check out something?
Yeah, I think
Superhuman,
my three alter egos on Twitter, like my personal Twitter, congrats to the and like Simply Human. So
all the three
yeah.
things. There we go. All
Yes.
of them on Twitter. Um,
Yeah.
so it's Phalgun. What's the story
Yeah.
of Phalgun?
Oh man, like so I think I kind of wanted a badass name. Double O's were taken, so it was triple O's. So
Okay. Nice.
yeah.
And now gooning
Yeah.
means something completely different.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
It was great. Thank you so much for
Yes,
coming.
this was fun. This was very
And
fun. Yeah.
yeah, let's hang out
Cool.
soon.
Yes, dude. Yes, let's do it. Bye.
And before you guys leave, just hit the what button? Like
The
button.
like.
Comment goon.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sure. See you next week.
Yes. Thank you.